I'm Suzanne Sabilla. I'm the owner of Sabilla and Associates, which is the premier leadership and employee development company. Overcome obstacles, reframe your reality, love life, and have growth goals. Change and shift your energy. Pivot.
Welcome, welcome, awesome viewers and listeners. I'm super excited to be here. I'm Suzanne Sabilla, your host of Pivot Now, where we bring on interesting, exciting, and dynamic guests who will share with us their tips, tricks, and life and business hacks to help you pivot in your life. I am super excited to bring this guest on our show. She is absolutely amazing, and I know you're going to love her. Let me tell you a little bit about her. She is a doctor of occupational therapy and the creator of the sensory conscious approach. She had a very life pivotal moment that had occurred when she went on a hike and she developed heat stroke. Consequently, she was hospitalized and had a brain injury. And through all of that and through her own treatment, she developed the sensory conscious approach. And now she helps her clients to develop their own health and well-being and understand their senses. She is also a professor at the Boston University. Welcome to our show, Dr. Nicole Villegas. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Woo, woo, woo.
We're here together.
Hearts and flame. I love it, love it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh my gosh, you've gone through so much. Tell us about this pivotal moment in your life and then how you developed this sensory conscious approach.
I'm happy to. I believe that it's through our stories and our life experiences, along with maybe our training, in my case, that we can really make a difference for others. So my biggest pivot, we're on pivot now, so I'm going to talk about pivots a lot. It happened at the intersection of everything I was trained to help others with, and everything suddenly stopped, and I had to navigate it myself. As a doctor of occupational therapy, I support people, like you said, with sensory systems, with their brain health. And I spent years helping people even recover from brain injuries until I experienced my own after a heat stroke. And overnight, I went from mountain biking on a volcano close to me, believe it or not, to being unable to walk around the block without feeling dizzy and unwell.
Oh my gosh.
So,
terrible.
I had to relearn my senses, rebuild my capacity, and guide myself through healing with the very principles that I've used to support clients and patients that I teach professionally. It was no longer theoretical. It was real in my life. So my vision was impacted. My speech was impacted, my energy.
Gosh.
Yeah. And that became a journey for me to realize that I had what I needed within myself, not just intellectually through my training, but through my own resilience to not allow this injury to stop me and to move forward. So when it happened, you might appreciate that I was building the coaching aspect of my business. I was ready, as I'm sure many of you can understand what those early days are like. You were going and going, planning, visioning. It's so fun, so alive, and everything stopped. So this experience became the catalyst for my sensory conscious approach. And that's, again, the foundation of the coaching work I do today. And now that I understand not only theoretically what it means to have to pivot big time, I can bring this to the work with my clients. And most folks, like myself, are high achieving, have worked really hard to get where they are, but don't realize that no one teaches us how to expand our coping skills as these challenges come in our business and as we scale. We try to scale with these outdated tools that, heck, for some of us, maybe it's what you learned when you were a kiddo. And who knows what examples you had in your life at that point. And when we're running on old systems like that, that's where burnout and resentment and exhaustion really come in. So there's a little bit of something there, right? Heat stroke, burnout. I'm in this world where they're all really connected. But rebuilding myself, building my business from this place of inner knowing and trusting my nervous system, my sensory system, gave me this clarity and capacity for discomfort. It showed me how our senses really shape everything we do in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And I can help people through their senses for better decision making, making more money in your business, and to be happy while you do it. Because
Tell
I
me a
think
little
we
bit more about that. I mean, how do you help people through their senses?
when we talk about our senses, most people think of the top 5, right? What comes to your mind, Suzanne?
Yeah, sight, smell, touch, hearing, taste.
Right.
Yeah.
Those are the basics. And
Uh-huh.
now think about how many times during the day you use those senses.
I think all the time. and
All
some
the
I use
time.
more than others, right? I think there are times where I'm maybe more of a touch type person, kinesthetic, right? More kinesthetic and touch. And then other times where I'm more of a hearing type person where I listen to things and I don't know, integrate that in terms of the hearing. So I don't know. And then visual. Yeah. So I feel like I use them all the time. I don't know.
Yes, exactly. It's all day, every day. And when you feel your stomach grumble, that's interoception. It's another sense. When we move through space, if maybe you feel off balance or you're working out and working on your balance, that's your vestibular system.
Mm.
When you know where your body is in space, or you feel a sense of your body, say if we squeeze our arms, it's a mix of kinesthetic and proprioception. So we have these big words to say, here's what your sensory system is. And they all go through our brainstem. So there's some science, of course, behind this. And at the same time, these are the foundations of our workings as humans. So if you know anything about systems or anything about problem solving, if you want to address an issue, you want to get down to the root cause. And it's the sensory level where we can make a huge difference in how we manage stress and how we feel joy, where we allow ourselves to really appreciate all of the hard work that brought us to this point and not feel like our business is running us.
That's so true. That is so true. Yeah. So in this part of the show, I call it 3, 2, 1, go. So we want to hear from you. Give us 3 tips, 2 strategies, and 1 action item to pivot our lives forward.
Tip number 1, remember that you are not failing. You're overloaded. And there's a big difference. Tip number 2, your senses and your nervous system are the first line of regulation. And dare I say, because not everyone's talking about it, your secret path to higher performance.
I want to hear more about this.
Right. And tip number 3, if you don't create space for your success, your body will force the pause for you. So the tip there is, remember that you are an absolutely amazing human being doing this wonderful work you're doing, and it's important to take care of you as you do it. So 2 techniques, is that what you said?
Yeah, 2 techniques or strategies.
Wonderful. So one way you can do this and bring in your senses is to pick a favorite sensory experience. Do you have any favorite smells, tastes, moves you like to do?
Yeah, I love the smell of the cinnamon, like during the holiday time. I love that smell. And yeah, I think that I love going to Hawaii. So I love summer. I love the breezes. I mean, I can just imagine that now, like just the summer breeze and being by the ocean. And it's so calming and relaxing and hearing the water and the waves. I
Yes.
love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just speaking about it, I can see the shift happen. Your voice shifts just a little bit. You see that gentle smile on your face. So we'll take cinnamon as an example, because I imagine you have some cinnamon in your spice rack. And you can grab your cinnamon and give yourself, say, even just 30 seconds to go over, smell the cinnamon, and tell yourself, we're safe. We can downshift. Smell is very interesting as part of your cranial nerves. And smell can provide us with ease in our nervous system, especially if it's pleasurable for you. So something as simple as that, intentionally tapping into that sensory experience of the smell of the cinnamon that you love so much, reminding yourself, I'm safe. I can relax right now. Let's take a breather. Just for 20 or 30 seconds can make a really big difference in your day.
I need to put cinnamon on my desk, huh?
Yes, please do. That's so smart. And you might find that when you hop on interviews, when you're looking to work on something that's extra challenging, you're able to do it in a way where you have more capacity, because your nervous system isn't having such a strong stress response. It brings you to a place of ease. And then you can connect with your interviewees and do that thing that's a little more challenging for you.
I love it. I love it. I love, because I have pictures of Hawaii, at my desk. And I just love that, because a lot of times I'll look at those pictures and I'm like, oh, okay. And I even do that as a visualization with my clients. I'll say, okay, go to your happy place and, visualize where your happy place is and relax and calm and peaceful. And so we go through a whole visualization about that, about their happy place. And so that anytime if you feel overwhelmed or stressed out or burdened about things, happy place, think happy place. And then it's automatically calming.
Yeah, your clients are so fortunate to work with you.
Thank you.
No doubt. So we're on number 2, our second. And for this second strategy, I'd love to share what you can do, since we're talking about at your desk, what you can do during the workday. So before you say yes to anything, or you launch something new, you begin working with a new client, or you have a new offer to share, that's an opportunity to check in with your nervous system. And if that word is new to you, thinking about your senses is new, that's okay. You can still do this. Do this asking yourself, so keeping the thing in mind that you're going to launch or say yes to, do I actually have capacity for this? And listen to the first thing that pops in. Capacity is different than, am I nervous? Am I ready? It's a signal that you can hold the task at hand, that your nervous system is able to engage in it without shifting into a super strong stress response. And for some people, that stress response can come out and be quite intense. But for most of us, and check in with yourself to see if this is you, for most of us, we've been living at a constant level of stress for a really long time. And it's that level that happens over time that can take a toll, not unlike the heat stroke that I had. Other people might have other injuries or diagnoses or illnesses, but it's over time that the effect comes in. And my wish for all of you is to prevent that forced stop in your life and appreciate what you have right now so that you can keep going forward. So ask yourself, do I actually have the capacity for this? Where in my body do I feel stretched or uncomfortable? And maybe even bring some cinnamon. Think what support or sensory input could help me move into this next level.
I love that. That is so cool. That is so great. That gets a heart and a flame. I love it.
Thank
I
you.
love it. That's so
It's an
great.
honor.
And it's also it relates to boundary setting. I mean, I talk to my clients a lot about boundary setting, and when it creeps into, so to speak, your identity, your energy, and your time, that's when you know that you've got to say no to certain things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think there's a lot of times, especially as high achieving people, we want to say yes. Oh, this is a great opportunity. Yes, yes, yes. And that could prevent us from being at our full capacity, as you were talking about. So I think there's a lot to say about boundary setting as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree. And the identity piece is really, really important. I can't stress that enough. If we've been moving forward in life and attached our identity to our accomplishments,
Mm-hmm.
and your accomplishments are based on other people or other situations, that's a recipe to let yourself down, maybe end up in not so great a place.
So
Sometimes
true.
people call that burnout. Sometimes people call it failing. And none of those things are a failure on your part. But I would say we're down to number one, aren't we?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Number one is to consider who you are when you are alone with yourself.
Mm.
This pivot in our thinking allows us to shift from relying on outer sources, outer
Mm-hmm.
validation in our practice, in our leadership, in our businesses. And of course, our KPIs matter. We know
Uh-huh.
that that matters. But when it comes to your stress management, your nervous system, you feeling solid and secure in the work that you're doing and having the space to enjoy it, we need to make that pivot from expecting all of that goodness to come from other people outside of us or other systems and build that goodness within ourselves. That pivot is what is going to allow you to enjoy your life that you've created. Because I know a lot of people who tune into your show have built beautiful lives for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're wrapped up in it, you feel like your business is running you, or your leadership role is taking you away from time with your family, and you know that it's not sustainable. At the end of the day, you don't want to look back and think, oh, wow, I really missed out on a lot because I was distracted from life with
Mm-hmm.
myself and with the people that matter. We want to make the pivot now so that we don't end up in a place where we're in resentment or regret it. It's now is the time. Literally, today is the day to give yourself permission to enjoy what you're doing and take a moment to do that.
I love that. That gets a heart and a flame, Dr. Nicole. Woo! That is
Thank
so
you.
great. That is awesome. I just love that. Love that. Love it. Love it. Because we do. We need to take time for ourselves and be able to reflect on things instead of like, a lot of times we're in this hustle type culture, right? Where we got to move, accomplish, do. And especially for high performing people, we can fall into that trap. And it's so important to take time for ourselves and to be able to really reflect on who is it? Who is it that I want to become? Right? Not just going, but who do I want to become? And really just reflect on that. So thank you for that.
Exactly.
That's awesome. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And now we're going to take a break, a little commercial break. So I offer a free masterclass for all of our viewers and listeners out there. It's a 90-minute free masterclass. It's called Pivot You. And in the class, we'll actually look at your mindset and look at the thoughts that you have and what are those obstacles that you can overcome. And we'll also do a 30-day roadmap to your success. So we'll look at your finances, we'll look at your relationships, we'll look at your health and wellness and spirituality. And what are those things that you want to change or pivot in your life? And I know, Nicole, you were at our free masterclass. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, I had the honor to attend, and you're all watching this, so you know that Suzanne is amazing. And in this masterclass, she guided us through this roadmap, one step at a time. It was doable, and we all walked away with clarity on what our focus area was and what the next steps were. That is invaluable to me because it's easy to say that you can do that quickly and clearly, but doing it in a community, in a space where you're supported and you can ask questions and Suzanne can answer those questions is really invaluable. So the fact that it is accessible to you, to me, to all of us is really a gift. So thank you for offering that to us, Suzanne.
Yeah, well, thank you for attending. I really appreciate it. And if you're interested, sign up and register at pivotnow.today. That's pivotnow.today to register for my free 90-minute masterclass. Look forward to seeing you there. So I'd like to talk to you a little bit more about how did you overcome obstacles in your life or business?
Tapping into my internal resilience helped me to overcome those obstacles. And I have the gift and the honor of knowing how to use my senses to do that. And the humility to know that it's an evolving process, right? The humility to know that something might work, it might not, but it's worth a try. So for moving through those challenges, we can't hide behind the success we have on the outside because that is going to mirror what's going on inside. My focus is on feeling solid within myself, confident in what I do, confident in how I be. Right? My being day to day. It's what some people reflect to me about walking the walk and talking the talk. So what helps me through it is to know that those challenging times that you're going through, especially if you are in a pivot or a significant transition right now, one, it's not going to be forever. And you have so much resilience within you to support you through this. And don't forget to tap into your community for support.
So true.
Those are the three things that make a big difference to be empowered when having those challenges and making the pivot yourself.
So true, Nicole, because I find that community is so important because we can isolate ourselves or just feel like, oh, no one understands this, or this is something that I have to deal with myself. And I think community and being involved with a community that's a positive community, I think is so important. I mean, that's how we met each other, right? It was through a community, and amazing community at that. And I think that it really is beneficial. It's really helpful.
Exactly. When you connect with people who are going through similar things or who are a couple steps beyond, like listening to your show and knowing that, okay, we've made significant pivots. Here's some advice from the lived experience, right? And in my case, from training as well. When you do that, you realize that you're not alone. And this sense of connection helps to ease our nervous system. We are social animals. And whether you're introvert or extrovert, you're still a human with a beating heart. And when we're together, whether it's digitally or physically, we resonate with each other. So to know you're not alone means acknowledging that we were taught strategy, we're taught systems, we're usually hung up on some next decision to make in our business. We're thinking about scaling, all of that. But no one is teaching us how to up-level our coping skills so that our business grows and that we grow joy along with it. So when you're in community, you know you're not alone. The confusion that comes along in the process isn't only happening to you. You are not only relying on what's on the internet to tell you how other people are doing. and questioning yourself. Am I the only one who's really feeling this way? You know, on paper, people can look a certain way. But if you feel that on the inside, you're stretched thin and kind of wearing down, it's time to connect with others, connect with me, connect with Suzanne, to know that this isn't a capability problem. You are more than capable. You've done so much in your life. It's something, from my perspective, it's a regulation problem. It's around supporting yourself at these foundational levels so that your body can catch up to the level of success you've created.
I love it. Again, another heart. Oh my gosh, you're just dropping all these gold nuggets.
I love connecting with you and your community here. We are in community right now.
Yes, definitely. So do you have any closing thoughts or any things that I didn't ask you that you want to, like, you're burning to to respond to?
I'd say one of the biggest misunderstandings in entrepreneurship or in leadership is that your performance and your success is only about discipline and doing. But your access to that discipline or your mindset work begins in your body. So don't forget that we're in these containers and your senses can give you real-time data about your capacity, your energy, your creativity, can help you to ease some of that overwhelm that comes up. And at the end of the day, when you lie in bed, your head's on the pillow, what questions or what thoughts are you having? Because when you work with your nervous system, when we do this sensory conscious work, it's not going to be the hamster wheel of shoulda, coulda, wouldas. It'll be a sense of ease, and you'll get a good night's sleep and wake up feeling amazing.
Oh, I love it. Love that. Ease and a sense of well-being.
Yeah.
So how can we connect with you?
My handle on all socials is at Dr. Nicole OTD. That includes LinkedIn and Instagram and YouTube. And if you are interested in connecting more, you're welcome to DM me. My email is also Nicole, Nicole, at sensoryconscious.com. That's sensory, CONSCIOUS.com. And actually, Suzanne, I want to share with you. Yes. I was interviewed for this amazing article recently, and we were talking about invisible days. Do you know about those?
No, I don't.
Yeah. So if you haven't been off the grid or unreachable in however long you can't even remember, this is for you. And if you've wanted just to run away and leave it all, but you know that you can't, but maybe a solid day would be rejuvenating, like a mini vacation.
Yes.
It's worth looking into invisible days. And I have that article link on hand. So if you're interested, you're welcome to DM me or email me. Again, Instagram and LinkedIn, YouTube, those are at Dr. Nicole OTD, and I'll send it to you. It's a great one.
Sounds great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That sounds fabulous. Well, thanks so much, Nicole, for being on our show. We really appreciate you. You've been amazing. And to you, our viewers and listeners, we appreciate you. And again, we have the masterclass. That's a free 90-minute masterclass called Pivot You. Go to pivotnow.today to register for the class. And again, we'll overcome obstacles, we'll change that mindset, and we'll have a 30-day roadmap to your success. So check it out. Again, pivotnow.today. Thanks again for watching and listening. Change and shift your energy. Pivot